Hello, good afternoon. I'm Kristen Upchurch. I'm here today to talk to you about something I've become pretty passionate about over the last year, and that is breastfeeding. Unfortunately, in Mississippi, we are the lowest in the nation when it comes to mothers breastfeeding their children after birth. Less than 51% of mothers here in Mississippi actually even attempt to breastfeed their children, compared to the national average, which is 76%. Those numbers drop significantly at 6 months at less than 20% of mothers breastfeeding their children. And these are mothers who are actually supplementing breast milk and formula. For women who are exclusively breastfeeding their children, only 17% are doing that in the state of Mississippi when their baby's 3 months old. And only 5.1% are exclusively breastfeeding their children at 6 months, compared to the national average, which is almost 17%. Now, how long should you breastfeed your children? Well, every baby is different and every woman is different. It depends on how much milk you produce, and all these different things go along with it. But basically, you should breastfeed your children as long as you feel that you can, and as long as you think that your baby is healthy. Your pediatrician should be able to tell you whether or not the baby is getting the appropriate amount of milk while you're letting them nurse. If you are very passionate about breastfeeding, you should check around, because different pediatricians are actually not very educated on it, and they will push formula. Now, the benefits of breastfeeding for the baby include, well, first is the colostrum, which acts as the baby's first vaccine. And colostrum also acts as a very gentle laxative to clean the baby's system out of meconium. Now, you can also get it helps lower the risk of all these different illnesses, including pneumonia, meningitis, to name a few, and also it helps decrease the chances of them getting juvenile diabetes, multiple sclerosis, and heart disease. Now, for the mother, of course, the number one thing that women always hear is it helps the mother lose weight, and I can attest to that. It did help me lose weight dramatically, actually. Now, it also helps decrease your chances of developing osteoporosis, different kinds of cancer like breast cancer and uterine cancer, and of course, you save money when you're giving your baby breast milk and not having to buy formula, because formula is very expensive. And another thing I can actually attest to is the connection that you can have with your child. It is something that's actually amazing. Now, the next thing is the difficulties in breastfeeding. I'm not going to lie, it can be extremely painful. That is something that you cannot avoid. In the first several weeks, it is going to be painful. But you also have to run the risk of, a lot of people just don't know how to breastfeed. They're uneducated, and hospitals sometimes aren't willing to help you. Pushing formula is just more convenient, is what some would say. Then you have mothers who have guilt from not producing enough milk, and that guilt actually affects the production of milk. So you also have the lack of support from your family. In today's society, women are looked down upon when they're trying to breastfeed their children, and it can cause you discomfort if you go out somewhere and you're trying to breastfeed your child somewhere in public and you're trying to cover up and the baby's trying to uncover. So that can be difficult at times as well. Now, the next thing is going to be finding support. You have latch-a leagues everywhere. I'm actually on one on Facebook that's here in Mississippi. The latch-a leaders are experts in breastfeeding, and they're lactation specialists. And any of these people in any state will help you. You can go to meetings, and all the different women that are in the groups are there to support each other and help you continue on your breastfeeding journey. Also look for just other friends in your family or where you work. One of the things I experienced, I went back to work after having my daughter when she was about 6 weeks old, and I had to continue to pump. And by law, you are allowed to do that. And if someone is, giving you trouble doing that, that is something that you actually need to complain about. And you should find support systems where you work that allow you to pump. I believe it's twice a day here in the state of Mississippi. Now, The last thing is my personal experiences. My first child, I only breastfed for about 6 weeks because unfortunately I did not know what I was doing. I didn't really reach out because I didn't know who to contact, and being a first-time mom, I was nervous about everything. So it just didn't last that long, and in those 6 weeks I was actually supplementing with formula. Now, I don't think anything is wrong with formula. For me, with my second child, it was just more of a pride thing. Can I do this? Can I achieve this? And my daughter is now exactly, she'll be 11 months old in a few days, and she is still breastfeeding. Fortunately, she is eating other food now, so she's not breastfeeding as much, but it has just been an amazing experience, and I encourage every one of you to at least try it when you have a child. Thank you.